Hello, everyone. We got one of those must-know names from the 2027 class in the state of Minnesota. Let's go ahead and have her introduce herself.
Hello, I'm Isa Griefenhagen. I go to De La Salle High School and I'm in 11th grade.
So we have to talk. How many different ways have you heard your first or last name pronounced during starting lineups in your high school basketball career?
Quite a few. I've had a few times where people have said just like completely different names like Lisa or Elsa, and those just aren't at
They think
all.
you're on Frozen. But yeah,
Yeah, that's not right at all.
that's one of my favorite questions because I can always and I look directly for your mom when they get it wrong because I'm like, I know it's gonna be like priceless. So I
Yeah.
had to ask. I had to ask. So let's kick it off. I like to always start way back at the beginning. What are some of your earliest memories of your basketball career?
Probably playing for my dad when I was playing traveling basketball with my community team. He was my coach up until I was in sixth grade, from when I first started to sixth grade. And I remember vividly him saying, "Get the ball to Isa," to like one of our game winners, and I missed, and I started like crying immediately after. That's like one of the only things I remember.
I mean, hey. So I gotta ask: is Dad like a fair coach, a harsh coach? How do we grade Dad's coaching?
He was definitely harsh on me, but I think it's because I'm his kid. So
Fair. He knows what he can expect from you. I get that. I
yeah.
get that. Fair. Okay. And so then when you first started like really playing competitively, what was kind of those first few memories, first moments like when you started like really like being in competitive basketball?
I remember my first ever Eric Junior All Star event, and I remember my tryouts, like the first ever AAU tryouts I went to, and how nervous I was. And I just like looking back on those moments and being like, looking at how far I've come from being that nervous little kid that's never been seen by anybody to being at literally everything and knowing everybody.
Fair. So, absolutely. So, we're going to kick off with high school. So, last year started the last season, brand new school, everything of that nature, coming over to De La Salle. What was it like, kind of describe to us those, nerves of coming to a new team, a new school, finding your voice, finding your role with the team? Kind of walk us through those first, maybe like few weeks of the process.
Well, I had come off a really good AAU season with PJ Hill and my best friend on that team. So I was already really confident with my game and who I was as a person. So I went into the gym at De La Salle not knowing many people at all and not having a presence in the gym. So I threw myself into the role of trying to be a leader and trying to just be that person people could go to. So I went and I was loud, I was doing everything, I was hustling, and I created a area for myself where people respected me, where I was wanted there, and it was a really good environment to be a part of. So I was really excited for that coming season. I wasn't nervous at all.
What would your message be to people that kind of like you said, you kind of instead of kind of sitting back and letting it come to you, you kind of carved out your own space. Didn't step on toes, but like carved out your own space and made it so you were like an instant part of the team and kind of a benefit to the team. What would be your advice to someone who maybe is shy or like questioning doing that?
Probably to not be afraid of what other people are going to think of you, because there's always going to be people that are going to judge you or say things about you. And it's something that used to really hinder me when I was a little bit younger and just first starting out playing high school basketball. So I would definitely say just don't worry about the opinions of other people and really worry about what you're comfortable with and what you want to do and want to be.
So, like I said, we came over to De La Salle, a traditional power in 3A basketball, brand new coach, brand new system. When was the first time that you like were kind of in the gym with the team and kind of like, okay, we can be something special here? Like, what was that first moment for you last year?
That first moment was probably one of our morning workouts. We work during the preseason, we work out early before school, and we all get together. We just either shoot, run fives, or do stuff like that. And when I realized that we could all be a cohesive unit and finally go somewhere with each other, I it was when we were all running. It was we were doing conditioning and we were lifting each other up. We weren't necessarily worrying about the running, but how we could get it done. Like it wasn't a task, it was more of something that we can all tackle together. And that's when I realized that it was going to be a really good season.
And then we talked about new coach, Coach Anna coming. She has like a Hopkins background. She was an assistant at Hopkins, played at Hopkins. We know the traditional power there. Talk to us about Coach Anna. Like, what's it like being coached by her? What is like those like moments where maybe we don't get to see behind the scenes, but that like really stand out to you about her as a coach?
Anna is a very enthusiastic coach, but she's going to get on you. Like, she expects so much from everybody, but she knows we can all do it. She's one of those coaches that isn't going to let you slack, and she's going to be really, I wouldn't say nice, but she's not going to be rude to you. Like, she's not going to take the coaching role to advantage, and she's going to create a relationship with you, and she's going to make it more of a family environment.
Do you feel that like championship pedigree that she comes from, kind of like bringing it to you guys, bringing it to De La Salle? Like I said, both programs, she came from a little bit of Hopkins, and then you have De La Salle. Both are traditional powers in their classes. Do you feel that championship pedigree that she kind of instills in you guys?
Yeah, for sure. One of her mottos last year was "we over me," and she'd write it on our whiteboard every single day before a game. She'd even have it on our practice plans. She was all about the team, all about the we're in this together and we're in to win the chip. So she's definitely all about that way.
So we're going through the season last year. You guys finished 26-6, made the state tournament. One thing I wanted to ask you, so there was unfortunately, as always, sometimes there is in sports, some injuries.
Yeah.
Kind of lost some of your leaders, kind of lost some of your firepower. How did your role kind of evolve throughout the season, going from where you started at the beginning of the year, but kind of injuries, playing different roles, shifting different positions? Walk us through kind of how your role evolved throughout the season.
My role at the beginning of the season was obviously I was the new girl. So I still had to establish my position on the team. And when one of our captains, Maddie Blaylark, fell to an ACL injury, that's when I really stepped into the role. And not to say I took advantage of it, but like that was the moment in time where our team needed somebody and I wanted to step into that role. So being somebody that wasn't really a shooter at the time, I became our shooter. Like I really stepped into that role heavily and I became a leader on the team and stuff like that.
Yeah, corner threes. Don't leave you open because you're gonna hit those corner threes. Your corner pocket. You got those threes. So yeah, don't say you're not a shooter. Come on, now those look smooth. And then, so I said, we made it to state, stumbled a little bit at the beginning, but now we can come into this year high school team.
Mm-hmm.
How did that, I guess, experience of making state, you're returning a lot of those same faces. Maddie comes back this year 2 under Anna, so kind of the expectations are really well known kind of going into it.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, how does that experience all really help you guys with going into this year?
Well, last year, our team, after that game, we all knew that it was a fluke in the system. It was something that none of us were really expecting. We went to that game with our heads held high, expecting to win that game, and we just didn't. So this year, we're really out for everyone's head. Like, that game, that win is ours. Like, our goal is to get to the championship game and win on 315. Like, that's what we all want to do. So we're coming back for redemption. And everybody returning. We're all working hard. We're all doing our own thing, and we're ready to get back in with each other so we can do that.
Although, shout out to Isa for knowing the date of Championship Saturday this far in advance, because I didn't even know that, so I learned something right now. So shout out to you for knowing Championship Saturday.
Yes. We talk about it every day at practice, literally every single day.
Fair. So now I want to talk a little bit about, during the season, is the mentality championship or bust? Are we taking it one game at a time? Is it kind of, if you take care of the little goals, the big goals take care of themselves? Or is it kind of important to you guys in the group to make sure you put those big goals out there?
We always have that one big goal at the end of the season, but it's tackle every obstacle at once. If there's a big game in front of us, we're focusing on the game that's right now and we're in the moment. And then we can think about what's next. But our overall goal is winning a state chip. That's what we all work hard for, and that's the one thing that we all want.
Fair. Now, I don't know if we know a full schedule yet. Coach Anna, I've hit her up. I'm like, I need the deets, but we don't have a full schedule yet. What are some of the games that you personally have circled for like, hey, these are must see, make sure you get in the gym? What are those games? I have a feeling I know some of them, but let's see what you say.
I have a couple.
Okay.
Probably Benel St. Margaret. Yes, that.
That was the one I was waiting for.
That one. Hill Murray.
Okay.
And ooh, I don't know.
Do we play Hopkins this year?
I think so.
Okay, so we're going two Hopkins, so that might be a one to circle.
Oh, at Hopkins, yeah, definitely Hopkins. And probably Minnehaha because my best friend goes there. I want to play her again. I'm really excited for that if it happens.
Are you guarding Sine, or will Sine guard you, or are there different positions?
I'll probably guard the big or something.
They
I
don't.
usually do.
They're five guards. You're fine. Just guard Sine.
Yeah.
Okay. So I said we have the goal. What are some individual goals in terms of your play, your performance that you kind of have set for yourself going into this next season?
Um, as a new captain at De La Salle, I want to step even further into that leader role, especially since we lost two of our captains in our entire senior class who had been there for years. So I want to step into that role a little bit more. And I want to step into a bit of a scoring role a little bit more, not just necessarily the three-pointer, but I want to be able to facilitate and get to my spot and do all that stuff instead of just catching and shooting.
Fair. Now let's move on to AAU. Had a fantastic AAU season, a new team with Metro Stars, if I'm not mistaken. What was this first year kind of overall like looking big picture? What was your first year with Metro Stars like for you?
It was amazing. I made a lot of new friends. I met some new people, even on the circuit too, not just in Minnesota and on the team. But it was a really good experience. I gained a lot from it. I learned a lot from it. It was definitely something that I'm really grateful for.
Where would you say you grew the most as a player during, the spring and summer months from where you were back in, April starting with Metro Stars to where you are now as a player?
I definitely grew my IQ and my mental toughness. Those are definitely the two very big things that I took from that season, along with many other things. But those are definitely the big two.
Fair, fair. Any favorite place or location that you went to? I know AAU, you guys are all over God's creation out here.
Yeah.
It's like, good Lord.
Probably South Carolina. I love it there. The facility is so nice.
Fair. Love it. Fair. So I do want to talk about one thing with you before we get to like the fun. This is not that it's not fun, but I wanted to highlight this aspect. So unfortunately, one of the things with AAU was, I think it was not down at Boo Williams. It was down in Run for the Roses. The unfortunate situation of, possible active shooter, any of that. Luckily, thank God for everything. They're saying it wasn't that and all that. That's great news. I wanted to spotlight when I talked to you and your mom, though, and your dad, and they talked about instinctually when things like that happened, you made sure that the littles got out, like little players of Metro Stars and all this. Like, walk us through. Have you been a natural leader like that your whole life, or was that like, describe that kicking in, describe that to someone like that ability, because I think that's a massive thing that not every person has, that leadership, that care for others. We need more of it in this world. I just wanted to highlight that a little bit. Just walk us through that, like your mental thought process and what could be very scary, but making sure everyone is safe.
I was in there with my parents watching my friend Layla Moses play. She plays on my high school team. She played for North Tartan this past season. I saw those girls at the game on the sideline. They were also there to watch that game because some of the Hopkins girls were on that team as well. So I wasn't necessarily, like at first I thought just get out of the building because it was crowded, everybody was running, all of that type of stuff. And then I thought about it, I was like, wait, the other girls. So I started looking for those three, and my dad, he was just telling us to get out. He's like, no, just get out of the building, I got it. But I have another level of compassion when it comes for people that are in it for the same thing as me, like that are always for each other. And I know those girls are for each other, and they're friends, of course. So being somebody that cares so much for others, even if they don't care as much for me, it's definitely something that I thought of before I even thought of myself. And I've always been that type of person to think of others before I think of myself.
I love it. I wanted to make sure I highlighted that because that type of selfishness, compassion, care for others outside of you basically goes back to we over me. And that was such an example of that. And just hearing your mom and dad talk about that. And like you said, your dad's like, get out, get out, get out. And, he's protecting, his daughter. But you had that mentality of like kind of a mama bear, like kind of you get all the littles out. And don't ever lose that. I hope in this world tries to beat down too many people, so make sure never to lose that, because that will take you a lot further than a lot of anything else in this world, to be real honest.
Hmm.
So now to the fun things. We don't want to just harp on. I always do like quick hitters. Let's do this. What's your go-to hype song?
Um, oh my gosh. Last season during the high school season, I always listened to Adele before a game.
Oh, well,
I always,
you go like soft music kind of thing. Okay.
yeah, it's either that or I go straight hardcore rap. But one song I listened to quite a bit before the games was "Rolling Deep" by Adele.
Okay.
Ugh, that song is so amazing. I listen to that song almost every single day.
Fair. Go-to basketball shoe.
Right now, it's probably my Anthony Edwards shoes.
Fair.
Yeah.
Go-to pregame meal.
Last year it was fruit. I eat fruit a lot, so it was just something I'd quick grab on the go on the way to school in the morning. And I just put it in my lunchbox.
We're also going to spotlight Mama Nicole because Eric would starve to death if it wasn't for Mama Nicole at some AAU event. When she had that like tackle box of snacks,
Yeah.
I heard the choir of angels when it opened up. That food was delicious. I think I finished that box. I'm just
You
saying,
did.
I
You
would
did.
starve to death if it wasn't for your mom at those games. So shout out Mama Nicole with the snacks. I'm just
She makes me
saying.
lunch like that every single day for school. My friends think the same thing. They praise her.
Oh, 100%. I saw that tackle box and I was like, I'm making direct beeline over there. Just saying on that. Let's hear.
Yes.
I always ask this one because I think we talked about this. There's a specific reason I'm asking all the people this, just for interest. Would you be rather trapped in a room full of spiders or a room full of snakes?
Snakes. Snakes all the way. I absolutely hate spiders. Oh my gosh, spiders. Every time I see a spider in my room, I start crying immediately. I literally cannot deal with spiders. They're my biggest fear.
Yeah, that's how I am with Anaconda, the movie. I pass out from fear. No, I can't. When people, I would try the snakes or I would try the spiders just to get rid of them, but like the snakes, like actively make me sweat, like a cold, fearful sweat. So I always ask the question
I'll
because I'm
start sweating. It's like,
like, yes. And if you were, here's the thing: when you're trying to decompress from basketball, get away from it all, like kind of just enjoy life. Where can people find you? What is something you do to kind of like step away from the game?
gosh.
Do you step away from the game?
Yeah, if I do.
Fair.
I would say most likely with my friends because I'm so about basketball. Basketball is my entire life. It's been my entire life for so long. And none of my friends really, I have a few friends, but not all of my close friends are really about that life.
Hmm.
So whenever I can, I'm always either with them or I'm in my room by myself, just
Just
minding my business.
decompressing. Got it.
Yeah.
Fair. Who's some of the best players you've ever had a chance to play with, AAU or high school?
Anisha Scott is definitely one of them. She's such a good leader. She's such a good person. She knows her IQ is just so high. Like, I love playing with her. And another person, I'd say another person is my best friend, Sine Hill. Not just because of her skill and how good of a player she is, but because of the bond her and I have. Her and I are so close, and we got so close through basketball and soccer when we both played soccer. But just having that bond with her made everything so much more fun, and it made the experience something that I was glad to be a part of and something that I'll remember forever.
Fair. So, are we gonna hold against Anisha the cutoff shirts anymore? Or are we letting her have a
Yeah,
pass on
yeah.
those?
I tell her every day she's not allowed to wear a collar.
Fair.
Literally.
And it's if you know, you know. When we're talking about the cutoff with Anisha Scott, one of the nicest human beings, one of my favorite people. But we're not doing the cutoff
The
shirts.
cutoff was not it.
Exactly. And then now on the opposite side, best players you've ever had a chance to play against, AAU or high school.
Oh. Um, a really good one, obviously, Madden. I played against her twice a year, maybe 3 times a year for 2 years straight. She's just overall a really good player. And another one, I don't know. There's so many. Oh my gosh. I'll say Chloe Johnson too.
Okay.
Because I played against her when I was I think I played against her in 8th grade. I don't know.
You
But
did.
when I was a freshman, for sure. When I was a freshman, for sure. Her game is just different. Like, she's just so fluid. It was just really fun to play against.
So my next question is, I know you're someone who does watch the WNBA. You keep up to date, which I think more players should. What's your dream starting five? Has to include you of WNBA players, but has to include you. Who's the other four in your dream starting five?
Okay, me, Nafisa Collier,
Fee.
Asia Wilson, Paige Beckers.
Oh, Bucket. Okay, Paige Buckets, yeah.
Yeah. Can they be retired?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Wait, that made it so much harder.
It opened up the player pool.
It opened up the pool. Sue Bird.
Fair. There's your four.
Okay, that's my four.
A lot of UConn. Just saying, a lot of UConn. But hey, I like it. Four, I think a couple of them will be MVPs. One of them should be an MVP this year, but we won't say who, but it just rhymes with fee.
Yes.
Anywho, so now I want to, so I said, you had a fantastic summer, going into a fantastic high school season. That comes with some recruiting. Not to get any kind of specifics. What is your how do you go about making sure recruiting doesn't get overwhelming, too stressful or anything of that nature? How do you handle your recruiting process?
I would say I take it one step at a time. I don't really worry about who I'm talking to, more so about the type of people they are, more so about the type of school it is. I don't really, obviously my dream is to go Division I right now. That's the goal, but I don't necessarily worry about if it's NAIA or D1. It's more so about the opportunity to go and play a sport in college, which is already a cool opportunity in itself. I also really lean on the people in my life. I lean on people that have been in basketball for decades and people that have been through this. And I lean on my mom quite a bit too, because her entire job is around talking to people and working with people, and she's so genuinely good at keeping and creating conversation with people, and it's so helpful. It helps me at literally every aspect of my life. So I think those are the things that really help me right now.
1,000%. Everyone should have a conversation with Mama Nicole. I'm just saying, because
Yes.
it's some of the best. Yes, absolutely, 100% agree. So I said I will end with one final question, and then I'll let you go. I won't take your whole evening. When little girls watch Isa play basketball, when little kids are looking up to you and watching you play, what's your message to them, or what's the lesson you hope they learn from you as a player and person?
One thing, I have two things I could say. First thing, don't take advantage of the moment you're in right now, because it's all going to fly by so fast. I remember being the younger girl watching the older girls and praising them and just being like, oh my gosh, I want to be like them one day. And now I'm in the moment where I'm an upperclassman now, I'm a captain, all of that stuff, and high school's almost over. I have 2 more high school seasons left, and then I'm done with high school. So definitely not to try and move past the moment so fast, and definitely cherish your time, because you only get it once. And my other one is, like I said earlier, don't listen to your haters, because everyone have a hater. If you don't have a hater, you're not doing it right.
Correct.
So just don't. What you're doing is what you're doing. It's not about them. Those are my 2 messages.
Those are life lessons that everyone can take. Those are fantastic. But I want to say absolutely thank you for taking the time tonight. It's an absolute joy to get to know you, to watch you, get to know the family. Make sure to go out to De La Salle this year. I'll be there. I think, yeah. Usually I sit next to mom because mama brings the snacks. So I'm next to
Yeah.
mom and Nicole because the snacks are coming. So, but absolutely, once again, thank you so much. Tell anyone that they want to follow you, kind of follow your career, AAU or high school. Where can they find you on social medias?
You can all find me on Twitter and Instagram. If you please, I'm on TikTok too. You guys can go rack my followers up. But everything is Isa Grief, ISAGRIEF. That's what it is.
Smart for spelling it for him, because let me tell you, people are, as someone who has a last name that shouldn't be complicated but is complicated, smart idea on spelling it for him. And also, I will not be on TikTok, but
Oh,
I will
no, it's
not be
okay.
on. I cannot dance, absolutely not. So, but go give her a follow. Once again, thank you so much. It was absolutely a pleasure. I cannot wait for this high school season. It should be a fantastic one.
Thank you.
Have a good one.